We start our bulletin in South Asia, and polling has opened across Bangladesh in a general election being closely watched at home and abroad. Amid opposition claims of intimidation and concerns over transparency, Shafiqur Rahman, an Islamist opposition leader from Jamaat-e-Islami party, says he will do whatever is required to ensure a fair vote, as millions of Bangladeshis head to polling stations nationwide. Reporting says voting began earlier today under heavy security, with authorities deploying police and paramilitary forces to prevent unrest. The government says the election will be free and fair, while critics argue the political playing field remains uneven. Results are expected after polls close later today. Joining us now is Major General A.K. Sawatch, a geostrategic expert, joining us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much for joining us. Free and fair, that is what the interim government has said going into this election that this will be. Do you think this will bring stability to Bangladesh?
Thomas, no doubt about it. This elections, one can't say that it will be totally free and fair. Let's see how things pan out. But they are not inclusive. You remember that the Awami League, which has almost about 25 to 30% of base, has been banned and they are not participating in election. So election can't be inclusive until unless all political parties are given a chance. And the second thing is that there is a lot of pressure on minority communities. They may not come forward to exercise their franchise. That's a very, very important thing. And no, three, four things stand out as far as these elections are concerned. This election is first time taking place where Sheikh Hasina of Awami League and Khalida Zia of BNP both are not there. Now, Sheikh Hasina has already come to India. She has taken sort of a self-exile, whereas Khalida Zia has died in December. But the problem which is occurred now is what happened that the way Sheikh Hasina was removed and thereafter the violence has erupted. And now the elections which are taking place, the Jamaat-e-Islami, which was earlier banned, is now contested election, which is considered to be pro-Pakistan. And the BNP, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, where, headed by Tariq Rahman, the son of Khalida Zia, is likely to be a front runner. Basically the Gen Zs who were in the forefront of that protest have joined hands with the Awami League in the 11-party coalition there. So what will be the outcome? That will dictate what will be the relation of Bangladesh with India. But certainly these elections are going to be very important. There are about 17 crore population in Bangladesh, almost 12 crore people will exercise their franchise, and they are all young people. Almost 30% people are less than 30 years of age. Thomas.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, 300 directly elected seats are up for grabs, with 127 million people eligible to vote today, with 5 million people roughly voting for the very first time. What could this mean for Bangladesh's trajectory in regional terms? How might it influence its relationship with India, China, Pakistan, of course, in the wider perspective, depending on who wins? Of course, the BNP are the front runners right now. What would that mean?
No doubt about it. In last 15 years, the India-Bangladesh relation were extremely good. In fact, in Sheikh Hasina government, 3-4 things happened. One is that economically, Bangladesh has progressed very high. Its textile industry was doing extremely well. And once upon a time, the per capita income was even become more than India. Now, as far as the Northeast is concerned, the peace has come in Northeast. One of the reason can be also the way Sheikh Hasina government has at that point of time cooperated with India, and all the militant group which had their hideouts in Chittagong Hill, they were removed from there. So the relation between India and Bangladesh were the best in last 15 years, and both the countries stand to gain in that. In fact, the boundary deal was also signed in 2015, where we could resolve the boundary dispute between both the countries. But of late, like when Mohammed Yunus has become an interim advisor and chief advisor in Bangladesh, things have gone extremely bad as far as India is concerned. There are anti-India sentiment, anti-minority sentiment. A lot of minorities were killed. Now the question comes: who will come into power? Because Jamaat-e-Islami and BNP are the two front runners. The BNP of Khalida Jia, now headed by Tariq Rahman, possibly is the front runner, and they possibly can form a government. And one still feels the BNP is a better choice as far as India is concerned, because they will act moderate. They will like to improve the relation with India. But in case Jamaat-e-Islami comes along with the NCP, that will not be a good news for India, because Jamaat-e-Islami has been traditionally anti-India, and they are the one which supported Pakistan during
Okay.
that 97 war and liberation war of Bangladesh. Now, what can be the outcome and what impact it will be? See, as far as Pakistan is concerned, it is making its footprints increasing in Bangladesh. ISI is now increasing its influence, and the point which is coming in, the radicalization is increasing in Bangladesh, and Jamaat-e-Islami and Bangladesh Mujahideen were becoming very popular with the people, in the sense because they were following anti-minorities, anti-India sentiment. Now, the point which come is that the relation between Pakistan and Bangladesh are upswing. Even Bangladesh is ready to buy a number of armaments from Pakistan, like JF-17. Now, as far as China is concerned, China got this opportunity, and China is now trying to make use of it. In the sense, one is they are doing a lot of economic projects in Bangladesh. They may get into the trap. Bangladesh, Lamnori Hart Air Base is one. Then Mongla Port has been modernized. So, as far as China is concerned, it's more of an economic region. They will make sure that their
Yeah.
economic clout increase in Bangladesh. So overall, how things will fan out after the election, one time will tell. But India is very, very cautious, because our five northeast states have a border with Bangladesh. The election outcome will make a tremendous impact, especially in Assam, where the elections are going to take place very recently, say almost after 2 3 months. So overall, we will like that the election to be taken peaceful and fair, though they are not inclusive because the Awami League is banned. But let's see how things fan out. But India will like to maintain a good relation. In case the BNP comes into power, the chances of having good relation with Bangladesh are still very high, compared to in case Jamaat-e-Islami and the NCP come into power.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, Major General Sawatch, here on NewsX World. It's a great pleasure to talk to you, as always. We now turn on to our next story. The